Well, hey everybody, welcome to AppGroups, where we apply the message we heard on Sunday at Freedom Valley. This week we heard from Jeff Kutz, a really great guy who's taken over a church in Hanover. And he preached on the two greatest commandments that Jesus has ever given us. And that's love God and love people.
Yeah, we're in this Jesus series right now, talking about the radical teachings, the top 5 greatest hits of Jesus, so to speak. And the reason this particular teaching was so radical in that time, and even today, is because people were so interested in the do's and don'ts of religion. They wanted to please God. And so they followed these very specific, what's the word?
I don't know, rigid guidelines and rules
about
what they were allowed and weren't allowed to do to have a relationship with God. Like, you were not allowed to talk to God unless you have already done these many things. If you haven't said 7 Hail Marys.
Yes, there were rules about cutting your hair and what to wear and how to prepare meat and specific days a week. They had all kinds of rules. And I think today we even fall into this too. We think, how many Sundays can I miss in a year until God's mad at me? And we think of God as this mean guy in the sky who wants to smite you every time you do something wrong, instead of focusing on the 2 things like Jesus said, loving God and loving people. And the rest should fall into place when we focus on those.
So much with who we know God is. It's loving God and loving people. Those are both relationally based ideas. It's all about, are you connecting with God in a way that means something to you, separate from the rules and regulations. It's not about what you have to do or what you not allowed to do. It's about, are you committed with your heart to go after God just as close as you can? If we could be perfect, Jesus never would have had to come, but he did come so that we could stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be in a relationship, not just with God, but also with others.
And relationships change and grow over time. You have to give a little more patience, a little more love in some seasons than others. We go through seasons with each other. And I think the same is true with our relationship with God. He asks us for different things at different times, and we are asking him for different things at different times.
It's a little like a romantic relationship. Like when you're dating or married to somebody and you're hanging out a lot, and sometimes you'll want them to do specific things, like take out the trash because that has to go out every Sunday night, so get it out there. Or sometimes you just want to spend time together, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can just be hanging out on the couch, or maybe you want to fly to Venice. I don't know, but whatever you're doing, it's not so much about what you're doing, but who you're with. And I think viewing our relationship with Christ like that can be radical for how we view God.
But on the other hand, we're often asking God for specific things like patience. God, I need patience this week. Can you just give me that one little thing, instead of giving God our full commitment? Galatians 5 actually lists off a bunch of fruits of the Spirit. It says in verse 22, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. And what it's saying there is, when we pursue the Holy Spirit, when we are, to use this example, a well-watered tree, a healthy tree, rooted in good soil, and we take care of ourselves in that way, the natural fruit that comes out of us will be love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, self-control.
You just sounded like a kid's pastor again with that tree thing.
It comes out sometimes.
Yes, good. But so tonight in your groups, we want to give you the chance to talk through this. What does it look like for you to have a relationship with God instead of a ruleship with God? Instead of him just being your king, which he is, and he makes rules for us, but instead of just that, what's it look like when he's your friend? When he is the one you're closest to in the whole world? So
we're going to focus on questions like, are you growing in your relationship with others? What does that look like? Where does your commitment lie? And we're going to have a great discussion today.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.